Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to the video about the F-5A that you currently can obtain via the crafting event Export Order. And this is one of two possible top rewards that you can grind, the other one being the wonderfully named Kampfpanzer Prototyp PT-16-T14 mod, the German Leopard 2K without the 20mm and the 4-second autoloader, basically, that I presented to you in yesterday's video. Go check that one out. So the obvious question that immediately arises is, should I go for the tank or should I go for the plane? And to be honest, there are great many reasons why you should go for the tank and not for the plane. The tank is fast, the tank has a 4-second autoloader, the tank is fun, effective, brutal and unique. So the plane, I love the F5s. I have a weak spot for them. But this might be one of the least attractive ones in the game out of the four. We have the Chinese one, we have then also a premium in the American tech tree, and also the tech tree variant. And yeah, right next to this one in the reward / premium vehicle line, the F5C is the premium version, and it's almost identical to this one minus the skin. And yeah, it's absolute beauty engineering. I love the skin, I love the sleek curves of the plane. It's gorgeous. The problem is when you get this, just like with the tank, it's not a premium, it will be stock, and the stock grind will be brutal or expensive. And when you put a talisman on it, you cannot really research rank 1 to rank 4 without a massive RP penalty. Whereas then with the actual F5C premium, you can do all of those things, gain more civil lines, research effectively. However, then there is obviously the F5E and the Japanese F-5A, which also both have better missiles. And that brings me straight to the armament. So you have two 20mm M39A2 cannons with 560 rounds between them, and they are a bit problematic because they don't seem to have the adequate stopping power compared to 30mm, no shit Sherlock, or even the 20mm M61 Gatling cannon that is to be found on Phantoms and also Starfighters. You get a lot of critical hits, you get a lot of sparks, but the effect seems to be minimal on the performance of the one that you just shot. So you have to spend a lot of time in chasing them down, finishing them off, and spending even more ammo, and that makes you then even a better target. And there is another problem. See, the battle rating is 10.3, so you face a lot of 11.0s, and they all seem to have the very best and most effective flares. They have more missiles, they have better missiles, and while you have a huge diversity of weapon loadouts of bombs, and rockets, missiles in various different loadout options, the very best missile loadout option is that you only have two AIM-9Es, and they can pull at best only 10G. And other planes have 20 to 30G pulling missiles, which are significantly more effective. They also have then radar missiles, all sorts of funny gadgets that make your life miserable. They also seem to accelerate faster, turn equally good, and also have a better top speed with better climb rate, all the beautiful things. So at best, when you are in the up tiers, and out of the 20 games that I played, I only saw 2 non-full up tier games, you have to be a very vulture playstyle plane. You have to be very opportunistic, let's put it that way. So you try to side climb and then just throw the missiles from space, and that is probably your best option. You have to target preoccupied targets, you have to target unsuspecting targets, and by that time, why not play literally any other plane? Don't get me wrong, the plane turns nicely, but it just loses too much speed in comparison to the opposition. And while I am a little bit rusty with both my aim and my playstyle, I still can judge this plane to be good, but not adequate for the environment. Again, the death for this plane is the up tiers. if you would have a 50-50 ratio of 10.3 and 11.0 games, I'd say go for it. But like that, no, not really. So let's talk about the marketplace for a little bit. Again, I guess that the German tank, because it is, first of all, German, second of all, it's a tank, third of all, it's a Leopard, will receive higher prices. But at the very moment, it is kind of the other way around, because so many people think like that. The Gaijin coin price is a few Gaijin coins more for the plane than for the tank, because there seems to be more offer. That is something that in the far future, let's say 1-2 years down the line, will change, in my opinion. And the plane has a certain collector's item aspect. For the Leopard, this is just more so. And again, there are right now even better options. The actual premium at the same battle rating, the better performing Tech Tree one. Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful that this will not be responsible for the downfall of RRB. There are other reasons. And so that is basically, well, the basics about the plane. So the marketplace price, realistically, shouldn't be more than 40 Gaijin coins. If you have to pay more, then why not pay for the premium outright? Because then you will earn more civil lines, you will earn more RP, and you also research rank 1 to rank 4 vehicles without RP penalty. Please keep that in mind. This vehicle is not unique enough. And the missiles, well, yeah, that was a really optimistic shot, I agree, but it just shows where the limits are. It's always a ride on the edge, on a razor's edge. It's not really all that great. Again, beautifully designed, sexy curves. The F-5A is a beautiful thing to look at, and it also has some great performance, but again, it's not enough. So another beautiful scene is here at this Draken. We get another critical hit, but no fire, no real severe damage of anything, so he doesn't crash. And the best that I can hope is a kill assist. So how to make this plane work? As I said, you have to be very opportunistic. You have to embrace the vulture playstyle. At the start of the game, it is important to gain altitude and to stay out of ways harm, basically side claiming. You have flares available that also can block radar missiles. You have a radar warning receiver, which is very helpful actually, and so you then you at least know that you are locked and can act appropriately, diving to the ground. Although versus Doppler radar, that is not really that helpful. And the next thing is you wait up until the furball develops, and then you just simply go in, try your best. Another really good showcase is, did you see how many hits it took? You can argue about my aim all day you want, but when I hit, it just takes a lot of bullets in comparison to other weapon systems. So what I really would love to see is that plane gets a bit more breathing space. So what I mean is that you reduce its battle rating. The problem is that versus then 9.3 or 9.0 planes even, it will seal club the hell out of them. That is then also not what we want to see or should see. So again, this is a little bit of a victim of both power creep and compression. And what is Gaijin's way of addressing it? I don't know. So again, here you can see how he gets a critical hit and multiple other hits in order, and it's just not enough. Yeah, I mean, if somebody does here the wobbly wop, it's always difficult to hit a MiG-21 bis, but then that is so typical. That is one of those scenes where I just have to insist on that message to be told multiple times. That's just how it is. Or here, this case. Good critical hit, but that's about it. Plane does not go down. So that is one of those aspects. In the long run, this can get really annoying. Yeah, I have to train my aim. I get it. Now, I found it then surprisingly effective in the furball when you're coming from above in the steep dive, that even the 10G missiles can somewhat correct the flight path more effectively and have further range. So the enemy very often doesn't see you coming, and then they also, well, whatever they turn on the deck, the missile coming from above has a really good chance of still hitting, because then the correction angle is not the same. Or look at this. This is the meta. The one that I just shot a missile at just got killed. I fire a missile at this guy and want to take out the MiG-23M, but he gets killed and the missile misses because he turned. So all the armament and no gain. The plane feels just a little bit too slow, a little bit too powerless. And to say this about a freedom fighter is really not that great. And another critical hit. It's just very repetitive. It's just a very boring playstyle. It's really not fun, and it's nothing that I would recommend. Now let's just finish this guy off, and then let's have a look at what I meant. Come on. And again, a hit, and nothing. Anyway, so this is now the perfect scene. We're above all enemies. Now, if they want you dead, they get you dead. But I found out that this is kind of playing with the meta. So we're going in the dive, we're picking up some speed, because also the speed that you have, the missile kind of gets a starting speed, which is very helpful. We target the MiG-21, we lock him, we fire, and we pull up. And the missile hits home. And this is how you defeat the MiG-21. Okay, it was an SMT, but you get the idea. And that's it for today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it kind of helpful in your decision making. As usual, why not give it a like? For you it's just a click, for me it means the world. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the crafting event, the plane, the tank, etc. And we will see each other on the waves in the skies and on the battlefields of War Thunder.